afternoon, everyone. Hello there. Hi, sir, are you there? Ma'am, hello. All right, perfect. So we do see that we have a range of authors and writers and readers and everybody who belong to the book enthusiasts category, bibliophiles, if we might want to call them. And welcome to this particular panel, which is going to be surely interesting. What it is going to be about is right here. But I will do the honors of setting the stage on fire with our best-selling authors in here. First of all, I would like to bring on stage author Neha Sharma. Neha is a 47-year-old homemaker and devoted mother of two daughters. Hails from the historic city of Agra. She grew up immersed in literature, excelling academically and earning a master's degree in English literature. So here's author Neha Sharma. Hi, Neha. Let's move to the next one because time is of essence and we are already at 3:06. Author Jiganshu Sharma. Jiganshu is a multi-genre best-selling author and a poet known for her best-selling works including Friends Forever Ya Whatever, Love Ladies Siapa, Papa 1, Patang, Papa 2, and The Sanskari Girlfriend. Along with being a writer, she's a branch head in a nationalized bank. Welcome, Jiganshu. And third on the list, we have author Arijit Goon, who's again a best-selling author, award-winning, who has written and conceptualized for another award-winning regional film. He's also a member of Screenwriters Association and has actively participated in international film festivals representing the entire team behind the film. Interesting. Welcome, Arijit. Author Harshali Singh. So Dr. Harshali Singh is a New Delhi-based member judge of the District Consumer Commission, author of 31 books, and an occupational therapist. Her literary works spanning poetry, fiction, and essays have earned her several awards. Welcome, Dr. Harshali. And a big thank you to the New Delhi World Book Fair for hosting us here on the panel, where we are discussing something really critical because it says we are at the navigating an intersection of AI and human creativity, empowerment or replacement. So before I actually come down to everyone here and we start discussing the important stuff, I will take the liberty, another 1 minute, to introduce myself also. Also a best-selling author. Dr. Supriya Sharma is my name. I'm a business strategist by profession, author of 13 books, a keynote speaker, a golfer, and a pistol shooter. That's the brief. Now, my question, before I even move down to the panelists, I'll come down to the audience in here, who I am sure I can see are brilliant. So do you actually think that AI is going to replace the humans? Do you actually think that next year when the World Book Fair takes place, these people aren't going to be here and they're going to be the AI bots who would be here instead of these authors? Do you really think that AI can replace us wherever we are in our profession? If it's a yes, please, a raise of hands to show a yes. Oh yes, just 2 votes, 3, 4, some 4, 5 votes saying AI can replace us. So the next year, we can watch out for some AI bots instead of you guys. Beware. Or do you really think that humans and AI can work in a collaborative fashion in order to create better stuff than what we have been doing? Any raise of hands for that a collaboration is a better idea? I see people who are on the safer side also who are raising hands for both the points. That's actually smart because you have to go with the flow. So it's smart enough. If AI replaces, good. If it doesn't, okay, we collaborate and we go ahead. So I'll also take a seat and I will move to my authors in here. Harshali, we'll begin with you and we'd like to know from you, have you ever used AI in your work as an author? And how has your experience been with that?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for that question. And I'm so glad to be here today and to see involved audience so far. So yeah, for the question, I have not yet used AI in my books at all. Somehow I've not had the inclination to reach out to a source which I would be slightly wary of. However, having said that, I know my daughter and my husband who are involved in technical fields. One is a medical professional and the other one is a psychologist. For their papers and for their written work, or for the papers they have to present, the emails they have to sometimes write, the cover letters they have to send, sometimes they do take help from AI. But that's about it. And I don't see a problem with it. If now there is a genre that is coming up of AI publications and literature. Uh, so if people want to use it to their advantage, why not? However, I feel that AI should only remain as a tool and not replace the human creativity, or I don't think it can, very frankly. I don't think that AI can really replace humans, as you were saying, because the creative gene that we have, or the creativity that we have, is far beyond what you would find probably from something that has been fed into a software that would probably be fed into it. I would, I would always feel that it would take more than just a cut and dried understanding of a topic, which is not probably, but actually a collection of the material that is already online, and that they bring together. Also, there are a lot of authors who are using AI as a tool to bring together all the research work, because it makes it easier for you to have it all in one place. Normally for your books, for any of our books, we feel that research is the backbone, right? आप वही book पढ़ना चाहेंगे जिसमें research बहुत strong है. So what it does for authors, and I know of authors who are doing this, that they are collecting all the material which is online, bringing it to them, to their fingertips, literally, जब वो किताब लिखना शुरू करते हैं. So उनका जो research का time है वो थोड़ा कम हो जाता है. बस I think that is the right way, I feel, to use AI to your advantage.
That sounds fine. Neha, we'll move on to you. And have you ever, I don't think you would have. Have you? Have you ever used AI in your work? That's smart. Any intention of using it further?
See, while preparing for this show, I was thinking, should I go to AI, should I open AI and mark out few points? But as it is, I'm against AI, and I was wondering whether AI would like to share something against itself. Well, I didn't go there. But yeah, I am, like Harshali said, she's in favor of using AI as a tool, and that is where we are just now. But we don't know about future, what future holds, what will be there in next 10 years. Like I was reading recently about China. Recently, Deep Sea, China has developed, that is about going deep, very deep into artificial intelligence. And they are also planning something like AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, where they want it to be capable of thinking, of having some character, and not relying only on the data being supplied to them. So that's what I fear. We are, as long as we use it as a tool, like Harshali said, then it's all right. But we don't know what future has in store. We never imagined that AI will be there, did we? But that was something new. So I really fear that what will be the scene of artificial intelligence in next years, in the years to come. And I really look upon it as a threat. So
Oh, so AI does seem to be a threat to some of us in here. Now the question arises, see, I knew her answer because I was talking to her right there when we were sitting about this AI, whether she has been using it in her work or not. But Arijit and Jiganshu, I want to have at least one yes from either of you that you have used AI in your work and you do support AI in that regard.
Well, let me not try to disappoint you first. Warm welcome to the discussion, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Look, the topic itself is very interesting, and I was really happy that there were hands here and there. Now, if I come to my work, you can see my novels. My genre is fiction. The first one was a science fiction, and the second one was a historical thriller, which involved a lot of research work into it. So while I was writing, I was really engrossed in the research work, and I was thinking that, gosh, I could have had certain stuff that could have helped me reduce the time. And then I got an answer in AI. Whether it is a direct answer, whether it is fulfilling the needs, we will discuss and debate. Currently, I am working, and the work will directly go for a film, and there I am using AI. So the answer is for this, which is already published, although I wished I would have had some technology, whether it is AI or something else. I did not have the opportunity. Now I'm using it and I'm liking it.
So Supriya, no, I haven't used AI for writing because I'm that old school writer who, make notes in her mobile phone whenever an interesting idea came to me. But for book cover, yes, for the Sanskari girlfriend, I have took a little help of AI. I have a vague picture in my mind, ke what kind of the cover it will be and what kind of thing it's going to be. So then I use a little bit of AI's help for that. Though I take help of a graphic designer also कि हाँ यार I need this I take the screenshot and send him कि भैया ऐसा कुछ चाहिए मुझे for the संस्कारी girlfriend and we tweak a little AI का picture and we just then संस्कारी girlfriend is here and yes it's little helpful.
So not bad actually. I'm sitting on a panel. They would have actually disappointed me if they wanted to, saying no, we have never used AI and we don't intend to use, but I'm in good hands, safe in here, that some of them are already using AI and some of them intend to use in a certain way, if not for writing particularly, but some or the other fashion, whatever is included as part of publishing and writing, they intend to accept AI in some or the other way. Harshali, I'll come back to you and give me a very precise answer for this. I know you may not be very inclined to AI from what I understood from the first question that we were discussing, but do you really think that humans and AI are going to have a clash?
Well, anything that is created is misused. So I don't know if that is the clash you are speaking about. Am I fearful of it? Not really. I don't think AI would ever superimpose itself on humans or. Oh, सर आप ठीक हैं? So yes, as I was saying, I hope you're okay. Okay. So yeah, I don't think humans will ever be replaced by AI, or that is something I'd like to hope. Let me put it like that. However, we all in every profession we've seen that जैसे कहा जाता है कि एक टाइम पे every transport was घोड़े यूज़ किया जाता था एक टाइम पे horses were used for transportation and then when cars came into or automobiles came into play horses then had to be utilized in other spheres of life and slowly they become redundant. Since horses and humans are not, they may share the first alphabet, HU zarur same hai, but I don't think they are the same people because we have a thinking brain. We have a brain that can work, function and evolve. So as AI is evolving, as Neha here very rightly fears, similarly humans are also evolving. So I don't see AI as a threat at all actually. I see humans, making use of it to their own advantage and maybe then finding another level of AI or any other technology for that matter, but certainly not the other way around.
Another great point, which says humans are also evolving. She's forward thinking and positive thinking as opposed to me, and I would always come back to myself. Whenever I would sit down to study in today's date, I would go back and say, अरे स्कूल में थी तो मैं 1 घंटे तक बैठकर आराम से I was able to learn the stuff, but now hardly some 15-20 minutes that I sit and this capacity is over. So I was feeling that my brain is going redundant if I'm not exercising it well. But then she has at least put in a great remark here saying humans are evolving, and now I'm also hopeful that I'll be able to perform better if not learning or concentrating or any kind of work actually which requires me to focus as to where I am presently. Neha, what do you think? Do you still feel that it's a fear for humans in terms of using AI as authors? I would typically keep this conversation for authors. Or you think it's going to become a match made in heaven in the coming future?
See, I stick to my older version that, yeah, I am fearful. Okay, I'll mention a small story, fictional story. Like, there was this girl, and she was talking to her friend, and she said, Ki, I am confident that this AI, my bot, okay, her bot's name is Eva. She can't think, she'll only give answers and reply on the basis of data that we supply to her. So there is no originality or creativity. So her friend said, yeah, there's some philosopher, uh, American philosopher Emerson, and he has written that people don't realize that their opinion of the world is a reflection of their character. Do you think Eva will be able to write such a sentence anytime? So she said, no, no, that is not possible. Okay, let's try. I'll just randomly give her these words: people, world, creation, opinion, and creativity. And let's see what she makes. So Eva gave them this sentence: people of the world should unite to unite their creativity, creation, and reflection. And they were just laughing. See, it has no originality, no depth, such fake sentence. They went to sleep peacefully. At night, Eva texted her friend, another bot, Adam, and she said, "Oh, I feel so much outcast with these humans. They were trying to test me, and they gave me some words, random words, and I also made a dumb sentence so that to make a fool of them, so that they don't get threatened." And I think so. The correct sentence would have been, "People of the world don't realize that their opinion of the world is a reflection of their character." And then they began chatting. Let's discuss the new novel, the new Booker Prize winner. And while the humans slept peacefully, thinking that their creativity was not challenged. But you never know. So this is what I'm trying to say, that you never know to what extent will this AI reach and what extent we humans will develop it. So it can be a threat to our creativity also.
So not sure about creativity, but the example that she gave, the cute little story, reminded me of something. I have a confession to make in here. I really like chatting with Siri. I really love his voice, his accent, and of course the smartness and the answers. And I haven't found a real human so far having that kind of an intellectual ability in order to answer my questions or have a conversation with. Do you also have such a confession when you have used AI for your work or any other stuff for that matter?
Confession, if you say that seriously, Supriya, no, I don't talk to Siri because I have a fictional character inside my head. You know, my husband is sitting, I don't want to confess anything here, right? So, okay, let's stick to the answer. The question you asked, whether it's a match made in heaven or a clash. So, I think for authors, it's going to be a clash. Here, for writing only. I'm not talking about research, the book covers we are designing through our AIs. Why it is, because I feel it's like a cheating to my readers now. Whatever AI have written, I just chipkow it in my novel and sell it to them and become a bestseller is so easy. And the second fact, and the most important fact is, the joy while I was writing my murder mysteries, that which climax to pick and who's going to be killed, who will be the killer, and how to solve this whole mystery. That's the most satisfying thing for me, being a writer. I seriously don't want AI to snatch it. So clash से ज़्यादा अगर कभी हमें AI की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, oh my God, I don't want my brain to be so dead, because then clash से ज़्यादा वो मेरे लिए तो कलेश ही हो जाएगा. So I stick to my creative mind for writing, and for other things like research and ये छोटा मोटा book cover, then I'll take help of AI.
So Arijit, now that I have you, in terms of having used AI to a good extent, to a reasonable extent in your work, I want to know from you, how far are you going to accept the support of AI? What's going to be the maximum support from AI that you would accept in your future works?
Thank you for the question. I think this is a good one, setting the platform here, coming to the topic. Now, look, we all here are authors, and we have authors in the audience also, and you all are book lovers. The one thing which is connecting us here is creativity, right? I don't think anybody here would disagree with that. So for me, the creativity is the nucleus of everything that we have now as our creative journey. That won't change. Now, how and to how much we allow AI to influence us is fully up to us. Will it be a blessing? Will it be a challenge? Honestly, we don't know yet. How much have we even implemented or adapted AI? None of us have done. I mean, I've started doing it, very initial stages. Let me take the example of this accident that happened right now, right? Suppose this sir of ours was a bot. Will it happen? It will not happen. Now that is taking the human aspect out of it, right? But assume something that we use technology, and here I am using the word technology, not AI, that will enable us to understand subconsciously that there is the limit and we should not stumble down. Is it helping us? I think the answer is yes. So we as author, or me personally, feel that we creative people would be supported by AI in whatever way we can, and we should embrace it, therefore, in our journey.
Supriya, I want to add a thing here for on Arijit's take. Arijit, I think, what about the employment then? We are generating employment also, na? NBT is generating employment because lots of people dependent on. Suppose I am a branch manager of Central Bank of India, and if someday some AI robot is sitting there, how I'm gonna shop? How I'm gonna earn? So that'll be. I don't want AI to take my job, okay? I love my job and I want to earn lots and lots of money, and I want to write lots and lots of novels by myself. So here I just want to say कि कुछ जगह पर ठीक है AI चलता है, but every place ठीक है accident होते हैं. We have smart cars. We have I ride a automatic car. And that's really easy. That's really easy. Before that, I have that clutch and gear wali car. That was very difficult. वहाँ तक ठीक है. But if you say कि मुझे हटाकर एक AI bot जाएगा मेरे ऑफिस में मेरी ही कार में, I don't like that.
So I think the answer is adaptability and how much we allow each other the space.
Interesting. Before I move to what's coming in my mind next, I have a question for the audience. ये जो word होता है ना, genre, इसको simply genre क्यों नहीं बोल सकते? Why is it called genre? Any answers to that? Any answers to that? Any views, opinions around it? Because English में तो GENRE, so I would simply read it as genre या genre, ऐसे ही करके कुछ. Any response, any views, any opinions around it? Seriously, it troubles me. Please help me. Genre. Any opinions around it? Yes, ma'am.
You're audible to us, but for the rest, I don't know. Nice to have you here.
Hi Supriya. So the answer lies in linguistics. So English is a funny language, as we all know, but the original people who speak English, the natives, they believe that when you're speaking a word, you can lay stress on only one syllable, right? So if you have genre or what were you saying?
I mean the way it is written, if I want to pronounce it that
you
way.
will have two strong syllables. That cannot happen. You can lay stress on only one syllable, which can be strong, the other has to be weak, so we have it genre. The end E is always rounded.
Yeah.
The natives, for that matter, when they speak India, they don't call it India because that will be laying stress on the second syllable also. They call it India. The last R is rounded off as A. The shortest sound, shwa. Right? So the answer lies in linguistics.
I certainly appreciate that. So that's why we have faculty members and professors and teachers, as opposed to studying from our laptops or computers. We still go back to our classes at some or the other point, isn't it? Yeah, and then the American English and the British English and the Australian English. Life is complicated at times. But okay, coming back to genre. So, any specific genres that you think are going to be more benefited, or the other way around, with the use of AI? Do you have something in mind that when not you specifically, but the author community, so to say, when they would start using AI or they are already using AI, would there be certain genres which would be benefited more in this case? What would you like to say about it?
So genres which require deep research and strong research. As I was telling you earlier as well, that when we start research for our books, like for Anarkali, I had to read the translated versions of Akbarnama. Now Akbarnama is written in 3 parts, and everything is not translated. There is a lot of gaps are there. There is some bit of translation, then some bit of interviews that you have to see, etc. So it's a whole gamut of and years of research before you can write a book that you are confident to stand behind. Then especially if you're writing about Mughal era, you have to know about what's happening in the harems, how were they living, how was the common man living, how were the women who were living in the harems, conducting their daily lives. So it took me a lot of time to just collect the material before I could put only 10 to 20% of it in my novel. Similarly, for the other books, like one of the books is about domestic violence, about marital rape, about second love, etc. The second book is about, global, as you were saying, the global view of the youth and how are they able to take decisions that may not sort of align with the kind of narrative or the traditions and cultures that we have. And the third book is about a blind girl who's also an empath. Now, when you write about any book, people like me, in fact, I think all authors like to do a lot of research, be confident of their material, and then start writing. So I think that is where AI can help, is an advantage, or it requires, it kind of cuts down your time spent on collecting all the material to start reading. I think we will be able to get everything together as much as available online. Of course, nothing, having said that again, nothing kind of comes, is equal to when you have a one-on-one interview with a historian, with a history teacher, with a person who has taught history, the Mughal era, or has worked with blind people. Nothing can compare to that kind of interaction, that kind of engagement. Like when I wrote Paradox of Dreams, which is about a blind girl who solves crime. I didn't know how people without that sense were going about their lives. Like for us, for example, a glass of water, we will just pick up. हम सिर्फ glass of पानी का glass होगा और हम उसको उठा लेंगे. But when I spent that one day in the blind school and sat with the children just to observe them, I realized that even that simple small act of picking up an object from the desk is an elongated effort of finding it with your back of your fingers on the table and then picking it. Then when to put it back, they have to check whether there is a surface without anything कि वो उस पे वापस रख सकें उसको. So small things like that जो हम अपनी एवरीडे लाइफ में बहुत आराम से कर लेते हैं, वो एक इंसान के लिए कितना मुश्किल होता है, वो आपको रिसर्च करना पड़ता है टू राइट अ बुक. दिस इज जस्ट अ स्मॉल एग्जाम्पल आई एम गिविंग यू. बट सिमिलरली फॉर एवरीथिंग जो ह्यूमन कनेक्ट है, जैसे अभी हमने देखा, एज सर वाज आल्सो सेइंग दैट the first thing I noticed was, yes, he fell, but how many people got up to help him? So the human connect will never go away. I don't think we can surpass that. And the same thing gets extrapolated when you start writing. जब आप किसी से इंटरव्यू करते हैं, उसके थॉट प्रोसेस जानते हैं, उसके बायसेस जानते हैं, उसके आपके जो क्वेश्चंस हैं उसके बारे में, उसके क्या व्यूज़ हैं वो समझते हैं, तो आपकी राइटिंग में व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग दैट सब्जेक्ट वो इनएविटेबली सीप इन हो जाता है. तो दैट गिव्स द रियलिटी टू द बुक, दैट गिव्स द डेप्थ टू द बुक, जो आई थिंक AI शायद ना कर पाए. शायद नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं कर पाएगा.
All right. Thanks for that. That was a deep insight. Anyways, Neha, what do you think about it? First of all, what are the topics that you write on? And going forward, do you think that AI can really help the authors who are writing in your areas?
I have written about the contemporary society and what's happening. Again, my book is a voice of females, a voice of women, and it is based on experience and what we see around in society. So my research is also based on my first-hand experience, and yeah, a little bit of help I took from AI to know about certain places where I couldn't go. Otherwise, everything else, what again, it is a women-centric book. My book is women-centric book, and I have written about what happens, about the dark shades of a woman's life, which is not visible to everybody around. Like, we seem to be very happy on the face of it, but what's going on inside her, like I can say that it is about the hidden screams which are unheard. So I can't research about it on AI or take any help from that. It is totally based on my experience, first hand experience, and what I have seen. So as far as my book and my writing is concerned, I don't think that AI can be very helpful. Yeah, but like structures and sentences, we can use it for that. But I would not recommend writers and us authors to use it for that purpose. That will be like getting lazy. You write some sentence and then you get a better version of it, and then you don't exercise your mind. So I really think that we should avoid, and we should not let AI become our master. We should use it as our slave, and as long as it is like that, it is helpful. I agree with Harshali and all of you that it is definitely a helpful tool, as long as we let it remain within limits, and not cross the boundaries. And that is what I am really fearful about. Like, we don't know what will happen in future with countries fighting with each other to produce the better versions. It may lead anywhere. That's
So, of everything that she has spoken, what I took back was, if you have to really experience what it feels falling inside a well, you have to do it yourself. And AI cannot help you with that, neither somebody else's experiences. Am I right? So you have to yourself fall into the well. No, not so.
No, I'm sorry, I have to disagree here, and I'll tell you why. Okay, my second book, Anatomy of Choice, is, as I was telling you, I didn't want to kind of give it out, but the plot is about this young girl who is from a big family, very Indian-based family, who then goes into a live-in relationship and goes into a threesome. So she has a threesome. Now, in a discussion like this, I was talking about my second book, Anatomy of Choice, about the particular topic, and we were having this discussion, and a lady gets up and says that, tell me, how much is your book is autobiographical and how much is fiction? And I said, would you have asked the same question if I had written about serial killers and about somebody who was murdering somebody? So I don't think you need to experience everything yourself. But certainly, I think the depth of the book comes from the characters you create, the kind of conflicts they have, and how they come out of it. I think that gives the depth to it. I think like we have Harry Potter, we have Avatar. Now, everybody loved the books, everybody loved the movie. But this was a fantastical world which was created. So I feel you don't need to feel everything, you don't need to experience everything, you just need to be able to project it in a way that is relatable, right? So I think AI is, as we were just saying, and I think we've been reiterating it again and again, that AI is very good as a tool, but only in limits.
So that reminds me of the management lesson. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, as they say. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Makes sense. However, at the same time, it does happen, I'm sure, that you would have also experienced. We all as humans are very different in terms of the way we've been raised, or our personalities, or how we think, how we perceive things, etc. And if all of us would go through the same experience in the present moment, I'm sure our learnings or our takeaways would be very different in that case. And that again boils down to the fact it helps if you experience it, but certainly serial killing or other dangerous stuff, it's not a great idea. Not recommended. Not recommended, so to say. Arijit, I'll come to you. And I have noticed, for the little that I read, I have noticed that the storytelling styles have evolved lately. What do you have to say in this regard, coming to science fiction that you deal in? Is it because of AI, or it's just the evolution which is taking place?
Again, thanks for the question. I think evolution is something like a change. It is always happening. So we have to embrace evolution. Now let us analyze what does it mean to us as an author and to us as a reader as well. But I'll take an example of slightly different aspect here, completely different from literature. I remember Vishwanathan Anand, whom I worship a lot, once said that when computers came into chess, he found the great Karpov struggling to use computers and analyze a game. And Karpov at that time was one of the greatest. So he mentioned in one of his books that when we were using computers to our benefits, the greats were struggling. What does that mean, and how can we correlate that to storytelling? As I said, I always feel that we are evolving as writers and readers. So does our storytelling style. And why do I say so? Let me put forward that point of view as well. My work is mostly research-based works, which of course are fictions. But the first one, the cloning conspiracy, had a lot of research in the human cloning factors, telecommunication, and many other scientific stuff. I took more than a year to study all these and then come into this. The second one, I took more time. Because the subject was based on Samrat Ashok's Secret Society. So the thriller was based on Samrat Ashok's Secret Society, science, and our beliefs. Now, if we use the research work, as we were discussing, and also use AI or technology, then our storytelling style is bound to evolve, right? Because we are using science here. Knowingly, unknowingly, at least me personally, I am embracing the research work. I am cutting short my research and I am focusing more on writing. Similarly, I feel my writing style will get impacted, and it gets impacted. When I'm writing for films, which I did and I'm doing now, I see that, okay, the treatment of the story is different. Because I cannot go into a literature of writing a novel of, say, 1 lakh words. I need to complete a film for 120 minutes. Therefore, personally, as an author, I feel the evolution is there and evolution will go on.
That makes sense. Jiganshu, what are your final words on this?
Supriya, I think storytelling is more about what is our style of thinking, what is our personality, what is our belief. Let me quote an example here. In every house who are having toddler, I have a 6-year-old son. He is a little storyteller. Every night, every mom have to listen a story. So he had a small book on Ramayana. His father used to show him a Hanuman series in Hotstar Disney. So one day he have 4 friends. That Mama, I am Rudraksh. So R se Rudraksh, R se Ram. So I am the Ram. So I am the hero of the story. And my friend Love is Lakshman. And Vivan is Vibhishan. And this another boy, Heyansh, is Hanuman. So we are planning a trip for Sri Lanka. And we punish the Ravana because he's a bad boy. He beats us. There's some boy, Ravana, maybe somebody in his story. And we get the chocolates. So for him, the storytelling ends at chocolates, which is the happy ending for him. It's his version of Ramayana. And the funny thing is there's no Sita. As if he's just 6-year-old, so there is no Sita. So the storytelling is based on our emotion. It's an emotional phenomena. You can't take emotions out of a writer, not from a small child. And we all are somehow, if I give example of my son, he's like untouched, uninfluenced by the AI. So I don't think so कि जो storytelling का core है, I think it's still intact for writers like me. I don't want to comment on Arijit says कि he used for research, but I haven't used it, not for research, just for a book cover, not for my stories, not for my writings, not for my poetries. So I think it is still intact, and yes, it became better. As per my age, as per workshop I have attended, as per books I have written, as per the sale chart says कि हाँ भाई murder mystery और thriller ज़्यादा बिक रहा है, poetry इतनी नहीं बिक रही है. So I stopped writing poetry and I become more interested in writing these horror and mysteries and all. So for me, it's like I'm still intact. My storytelling sense is still intact from AI.
All the while, when you were talking, Jiganshu, my focus was on chocolates only. Nothing else I could focus on, so my focus was on chocolates only. that probably I could also weave a story around chocolates. It would be nice.
It would be nice.
Remember any of you reading that story? And just remind me what was the title or the topic of that. There used to be in one forest, huh? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That was one, ma'am, and the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
one where a small girl going through the forest lands up in a nice house which was all made of chocolates and ice creams and Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel, exactly. So probably I could also be
Yeah.
reminded of writing something like that. Wonderful audience it has been. Amazingly wonderful it has been. And I would love to invite one or two questions from your side, whether questions or feedback or your opinion or thoughts on what we are discussing. Yes, sir, please. Mic pass करेंगे?
हेलो थैंक यू फॉर ऑल और मेरे को बड़ी खुशी है आपसे
Mic pass.
बात करने और आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछने के लिए मौका दिया गया। मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ कि हम पिछले वक्त 90-80 से जुड़े हैं जहाँ पे राइटिंग और बुक्स पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दिया जाता था। आज की जो जनरेशन है वो कंप्यूटर और एआई से जुड़ के वो आज विजुअल्स पे ज़्यादा बिलीव करने लग गई है। तो मैं ये क्वेश्चन आप आरिक से पूछना चाहूँगा कि आप जो न्यू जनरेशन है आप उसको कैसे कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे और आप उसे कैसे देखते हैं, ये मेरा एक आपसे क्वेश्चन है। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू फॉर द क्वेश्चन सर। आपने जो क्वेश्चन किया ना ये हम सारे लोगों की क्वेश्चंस हैं, टू माय यंगर जनरेशन। एंड आई मीन मैं जो बोलूँगा विल इट्स नॉट नो ऑफेंस टू द यंगर जनरेशन। एक चीज़ हमें मानना पड़ेगा ना, द ऑब्जर्वेशन इज आज के जनरेशन में द पेशेंस लेवल हैव गॉन डाउन। What is the reason behind it? कि किस लिए, I mean, if you analyze that, why the patience level have gone down? Personally, being a father and an author, I feel that first, the avenues which are open to the younger generation are more. And तब अगर मैं उसी चीज़ को as a potential इसको turn out करना चाहता हूँ from a threat to a potential, what do I do? Me as an author, then I have to evolve. कि through my style of writing, through my content of writing, and the way I approach, whether it is a movie or a book, मैं ये younger generation की patience level को कैसे बढ़ाऊँ? मैंने personally क्या किया? I have paced up. मेरे जो पहले novels थे या पहले write-ups हुआ करता था, that used to be of, I belong to 70s, sir. So it was, I was born and brought up in a place, very small place, तो जहाँ पे किताबें मैं पढ़ता था, and then it was very slow pace, I used to like it. But आज का वो time नहीं है. So I have increased and stepped up the pace in my writing so that it feels that they are visualizing something. If we can attain that level of creativity, मेरे को लगता है कि we will get this crowd also.
ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, जानना चाहता हूँ कि कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा नहीं लगता कि आपका भी चैलेंज काफ़ी बढ़ गया है, क्योंकि आप काफ़ी डीप रिसर्च के बाद आप ये सब राइटिंग वगैरह करते हैं और बुक्स वगैरह पब्लिश करते हैं, तो आज के हिसाब से आप अपनी आवाज़ या अपनी जो नावल है ये सॉरी कि बुक्स है आप उसे पहुंचाने के लिए काफ़ी चैलेंजेस आपको फेस करने पड़ते होंगे, राइट? तो आप इस बारे में कुछ कहेंगे सर?
आपका एग्जैक्ट क्वेश्चन कहते हो कि चैलेंजेस मैं समझा, बाकी मैं सुन नहीं पाया, सॉरी।
चैलेंज मेरे कहने का मतलब आपका ये डीप रिसर्च जो है, आपकी जो बुक्स है उसको पहुंचाने के लिए आपको आज के वक्त में काफ़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ती होगी इस डिजिटल युग में, तो वो कैसे चैलेंजेस आप फेस करते हैं और उसके लिए आप क्या करेंगे, मैं बस वही जानना चाह रहा था आपसे।
ठीक है, मैं दिल से बोल रहा हूँ एक चीज़ कि एज ऑथर्स एंड आई थिंक हम सारे लोग एग्री करेंगे, whenever there is a work of research and then you need to write something, the biggest challenge is how much to pick and how much not to pick. Because research work में ना आपके सामने there would be a plethora of articles, a plethora of information in front of you. So you have to, me as an author, I have to exactly pick. And आपके अगर 4 बच्चे हैं, 4 बच्चों में से अगर आपको बोला कि किसी एक को पिक करो, आपको कैसा लगेगा? That is the challenge I face. But then I have to be very harsh on myself, saying that what is the storyline, what is the demand? If it is a story or if it is a movie, what is the demand of that? And उस हिसाब से मैं pick करता हूँ.
That was an interesting discussion. One more question we are able to take in there, here. Yes,
Okay.
perfectly.
So my question to the panel is, some of you stated that like you use AI for research purposes, right? To some extent. So my question is that as we know, like AI it aggregates a large amount of writing and knowledge to generate the content, or in this case, a summary of the research that you're able to read and use for your writing. So, do you think that the cost, that being basically other people's writing being taken and used for this purpose, for your research, is acceptable? Like, for example, some people try to like generate creative writing using AI. So, would it be acceptable to you if your writing was taken, sent through this machine, mutated, and then used for their purposes?
So my question to you before the answer. Are you an engineer?
Yeah.
Okay. I could make that out from his style of thinking. Style of thinking, step by step, going there very logically. Yes, who would like to take that up? Jiganshu wanted to say first, if that's fine.
So
Yeah.
thank you for the question. That question is really, really good and important for us. Yes, we feel bad when people use our research and convert it into their works. For that we have copyrights, but we can't keep an eye on everywhere and every place. So yes, that's the biggest hindrance for us. But right now we don't have. I don't think so. There is any kind of process where we can stop it. I seriously have no idea how can we stop it, but I seriously don't like these things. And yes, it is unstoppable, but I think it is unstoppable at this point. But meanwhile, when we are evolving, the time will come, then everything will be, can be tracked. Like lots of things are, the police is there, the cyber crime is being tracked by lots of people. So it will be tracked one day. So we hope for that day. Until then, we just cross our fingers.
I guess Harshali has one sentence to add.
I'll just add one quick sentence to you. I think the biggest common compliment is imitation. However, in what the question you're asking and directly answering that is that research is very focused, and if you're writing a fiction book with backed by research, nobody can really take the book per se. And as you, I'm very sure you are old enough to understand, anything that is created is misused. So I think in all our minds, we are quite aware that there is a percentage of people who will try and misuse your work. However, you can only be true to yourself and have your compass facing north. And that's what you do in your life. That's it. I don't think we can go beyond that.
Just one thing I would like to add, like if our quotes are quoted somewhere and taken and quote, that is a big thing for us, and yeah, we'll feel happy about it, that people take our quotes and put them somewhere, quote our name or the name of our book too. That is the biggest thing to happen. We would like to have that to happen.
Maybe just to conclude, just a small example for you, like research work or material are the ingredients, and we as chefs are preparing a dish. So this is complementing that. If I've answered you, V is equal to IR will remain V is equal to IR, right? In electrical engineering, but from what we do from a V is equal to IR is our own engineering.
Okay, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Thank you for sharing your thoughts to all the panelists, and gratitude to the audience. Happy reading and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.